What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. One of my favorite things to say on this program is the truth shall set you free. Sunlight is the greatest disinfectant, and you are adult enough. You are mature enough. You can handle the truth. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Based on the reporting from a dear friend of the show, Darren Beatty, who runs Revolver News. Darren Beatty, who was a speechwriter for Trump and an advisor for Trump and somebody who's a very intelligent individual and very meticulous in his reporting, who sees the world as it is and not with the propaganda goggles that everybody wishes to strap to the rest of our heads. He has published now the most damning and explosive January footage yet released. In my view, it will end up demolishing the regime's January 6th narrative and a major pillar of the Dems' 2024 strategy. Are you paying attention, Kamala? Now, this is security footage of the DNC. What you're seeing right here is the DNC. Let me try and set all this up. And then, of course, we'll let Darren speak for himself. This is the DNC right here. Here are security vehicles, Secret Service vehicles outside of the DNC. And then underneath this bridge, you start getting towards Congress. You can see here the dome of the Capitol right there. We'll make the shot a little bigger. Actually, here's the video itself. Here you can see quite easily how this setup is, right? Because this is gonna be 7 minutes of this exact camera frame. So you see the dome of the Capitol up there, top left. You see the DNC, the side of the DNC building here on the right hand side of your screen. And then you see regular traffic and passersby, joggers, and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk through this footage as Darren Beatty reports on what actually happens as we look through the footage itself and the extreme curiosity, strangeness, and, well, smoking guns, as it were, about the pipe bomb narrative during January 6th. This footage shows the discovery of the pipe bomb at a bench at DNC headquarters. The first clip shows that at approximately 1:05, a man in a backpack approaches a Metro police officer and the Secret Service SUV, informing them of the pipe bomb's presence. Interestingly, a recent report reveals that the man in the black backpack is a plainclothes Capitol police officer. So it was a Capitol police officer who initially found the pipe bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut back to the Twitter thread, which, by the way, has gone insanely viral. This is 6.6 million views on X, 10,000 retweets, 20,000 likes. So here we go. Here is Darren Beatty. He's going to clip out this sequence and show you exactly what's happening. Here's the first sign that things are a bit out of the ordinary. After being informed that a pipe bomb is only feet away, the Metro PD authorities, who are technically on the Secret Service detail, take over a minute before they even bother getting out of the car. Well, that didn't make any sense. There are people walking by. Wouldn't you assume this is an emergency? Like this is being called a 9/11 or a Pearl Harbor by the left. Wouldn't you assume that there would be some type of emergency response to being told that there's a pipe bomb? Now things get really weird. Take a look at this clip. Note how casually the Metro police officers and Secret Service operations lounge about after being informed of a pipe bomb. There's absolutely zero concern for their own safety or for that of the protectee, Kamala Harris. Towards the end of the clip, you see a pedestrian walk by. Why didn't they warn him that there was a bomb feet away? Incredibly bizarre and damning. Let's continue. In this clip, we see whoever is manning the Capitol Police cameras finally responds to the information regarding the pipe bomb and zooms into the benches where the pipe bomb is planted. Notice the empty coffee cup on the bench right next to the pipe bomb. January 6th was a very windy day, and unlikely that an empty coffee cup would have lasted long on the bench before being blown away. Somebody had just been sitting there, perhaps the plainclothes officer. Can't say this definitively, but it appears at the 11-second mark to show you that you can briefly see the pipe bomb in view. And now you see, of course, some action as agents sort of lazily wander out of the car. For reference, here is a screenshot the FBI provided surveillance footage of the alleged pipe bomb seconds before. Notice the same bench. So there we go. If the nonchalance of the Secret Service seemed weird before, now it gets downright scandalous. In this clip, we not only see a bunch of Secret Service agents standing in close proximity to the pipe bomb, we see a group of children cross the street towards the bomb. Within feet of it, there they are. The Secret Service does nothing. They simply allow the children to walk next to a pipe bomb. Either these Secret Service agents were utterly concerned with the life of their protectee, Kamala Harris, more than the lives of children and their own lives, or they somehow knew that the bomb was a dud. But how on earth would they know that? We know that the DNC pipe bomb was dismantled by a bomb-safe robot. How could one possibly explain the scenario in which the bomb was considered safe enough to allow children to walk neck feet to it, but requires a bomb-safe robot to defuse it? Minutes later, Capitol Police officer walks right up to the bomb and snaps a photo of it, gives a thumbs-up signal, and everybody leaves quickly thereafter. Weirdly, the Secret Service behavior after the Capitol Police takes a picture of the bomb is the fastest we've seen them move the entire time. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this short clip. You can see here the officer walking up, taking the photo of the bomb. He gives the thumbs up, which is almost like the, okay, to your places, everyone, let's go. For reference, here is the photo of the pipe bomb. Presumably, this is the photo taken by the officer in the above clip. Okay, so here we go. We have our evidence. There's our pipe bomb. I must stop here for just a single moment and go over to Jack Posobiec's Twitter account, where Jack Posobiec asks, has anybody ever pointed out that the January 6th pipe bomb looks almost identical to the ones the FBI uses during their training? Look at the end cap and timer. This is sent to Human Events, the publication that Jack writes for, by a source. So these are the FBI training materials. They do look extremely and curiously alike. Where's the DNA evidence, by the way, from the pipe bomb? Like, you can't put together a pipe bomb. Pipe bomb is a very complicated thing, right? We wouldn't know how to do that, of course, nor would we, of course, advocate for any such thing. We advocate directly against it. In fact, we want the pipe bomber to be found. We are demanding that the federal government do everything in its power to find the guy who planted these bombs. You can't take any DNA evidence off that bomb? Like, you'd have to assume it's a very complicated process to put a pipe bomb together. You telling me there's no DNA found on any of this? No DNA found on this? Really? That's strange. We have to confront some very disturbing questions, Darren Beatty continues. We've seen the bizarre and damning video in which the Secret Service responds to the total lack of concern upon being informed there's a bomb. Unconcerned for themselves, for their protectee, and even for the children who were allowed to walk within feet of the bomb. Clearly they knew it was a dud, but how? Nonetheless, we've said that they went through the motions of dismantling the bomb with a robot. What about Kamala Harris, who was being protected by the Secret Service? Well, she actively covered up the fact that she was at the DNC building for over a year, to the point of allowing the DOJ to falsely stipulate that she was in the Capitol building in certain January 6th indictments. Why on earth would Kamala Harris cover this up? She hasn't acknowledged it. Think about that for a second. The first VP woman of color came within hair's breadth of losing her life to a deadly MAGA explosive device, and for some reason, she didn't want to talk about that. She didn't want to milk it politically. Joe Biden gave a whole speech on the third anniversary of January 6th and failed to mention that his VP was within feet of a deadly MAGA bomb? This makes zero sense. Let's continue. If we added the inexplicable reaction to Kamala's Secret Service, the pipe bomb, Kamala's inexplicable cover-up of the fact that she was at the DNC during January 6th and the pipe bomb was there, to the following. The only close footage the FBI has made public of the pipe bomber at the DNC site is security footage from the DNC. We at Revolver have shown definitively that this footage is both tampered with and that the FBI is withholding footage from the camera angle that would actually show the bomber planting the bomb. Here we show the DNC surveillance footage completely corrupted to prevent us from having any clear shots of the suspects. Why would they downgrade this footage? Why would they do it? Why would they decrease the frame rate? This is not how security footage looks now. This is how security footage looks in the 80s. So it doesn't make any sense. Here we prove the FBI is withholding critical footage that would show whether or not the pipe bomber planted the bomb when they said he or she did. Why is the DNC so uninterested in finding out who this DNC pipe bomber is? Why has Kamala Harris covered up her presence at the DNC on January 6th? Sure as hell seems like a cover-up. We've only scratched the surface. For the full story, read the bombshell piece below, and stay tuned for my interview with Tucker Carlson, dropping later in the evening. So there we go. Plainclothes police officer discovered the DNC pipe bomb. Well, would you look at that? It's almost like they knew. It's almost like it was all part of an agenda in order to set up a certain movement. And again, here's the video. A certain movement to be smeared and slimed and castigated as terrorists. Real questions deserve to be answered about this. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Beatty on Tucker Carlson's show, speaking about this massive bombshell in part, and what we do know, and more importantly, what we don't know. Darren Beatty effectively saying, I think we're very, very close to a satisfactory resolution. His organization, Revolver News, is going to crack the case. Extremely interesting, extremely mysterious, and extremely damning. Everything you think you know about January 6th is a lie. Watch.
And if you follow the timestamps closely, you can see this guy in a backpack come into frame at around 1:05. What he does is he first approaches a car, which is a Metro PD car, talks to the driver's side in the window for a while, then moves to the other side of the window, and then eventually moves and chats with somebody in a black SUV, which is a Secret Service car chatting with Secret Service. In fact, we've learned through multiple sources that the Metro PD was part of that Secret Service detail. Why was the Secret Service there? We'll get to that in due course. But the guy finishes talking to the SUV and then leaves the frame. What the individual in the backpack is doing is alerting the Metro PD and the Secret Service of the fact that there is a pipe bomb just feet away that was planted by the park bench outside of the DNC. Now, for those watching this video, and everyone has to watch this video to follow along, the first thing that will strike you as remarkable is just how utterly unconcerned both the Metro PD and the Secret Service are about being informed that there was a pipe bomb literally within feet of them and within feet of their protectee, who was VP-elect Kamala Harris. You'll notice if you watch from approximately 1:07 to 1:09 in the timestamp, utterly lackadaisical, utterly unconcerned. Takes them minutes to even get out of their vehicles, at which point they're just kind of lingering around, uninterested, unconcerned. And then this alone is enough to be a national scandal and blow open this investigation with severity. And that is the Secret Service, the Metro PD. You'll see this. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. They allow a group of children cross the street in the direction of the pipe bomb and allow the children to walk within feet of the park benches where the pipe bomb was planted.